Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiv Naram Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Tirye Nashtiprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Nishloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 15, the saints Narad and Angira instruct King Chitraketu. Text number 7 onwards. Dehena dehino rajan deha deho abhijayate bija deva yatha bijam dehartha iva shashvataha. As from one seed, another seed is generated. O king, so from one body, the body of the father, through another body, the body of the mother, a third body is generated, the body of a son. As the elements of the material body are eternal, the living entity who appears through these material elements is also eternal. From Bhagavad Gita, we understand that there are two energies, namely the superior energy and the inferior energy. Inferior energy consists of the 5 gross and 3 subtle material elements. The living entity who represents the superior energy appears in different types of bodies through these elements by the manipulation or supervision of the material energy. Actually, both the material and superior energies, matter and spirit, exist eternally as potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The potent entity is the Supreme Person, since the spiritual energy, the living being, who's part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, desires to enjoy this material world. The Lord gives him a chance to accept different types of material bodies and enjoy or suffer in different material conditions. Factually, the spiritual energy, the living entity who desires to enjoy material things, is manipulated by the Supreme Lord. The so-called father and mother have nothing to do with the living entity. As a result of his own choice and karma, the living being takes different bodies through the agency of so-called fathers and mothers. As I said, this chapter is going to be very, very heavy philosophy given by Narad Muni and Angira Rishi to Maharaj Chitraketu. So here the body of a child is described. Now all the elements of the body of the child are given by Krishna. Even the seed, the soul, is also given by Krishna. It's not that the father and mother, they generate the soul. No. And how the body is going to develop inside the womb of the mother, that is also taken care of by Krishna. How the soul transfers from the semen of father into the womb of the mother, that's also taken care of by Krishna. Krishna or Krishna's energy, same thing. So what exactly parents do? They just become instruments in transferring the soul from the body of the father to the body of the mother. That's all. The rest, everything is taken care of. Krishna, provided by Krishna and taken care of by Krishna. So that's why this attachment is according to Bhagavatam, this attachment is not needed, but it happens. Deha dehi vibhago ayam aviveka krita pura jati vyakti vibhago ayam yatha vastu nikalpita. Divisions of generalization and specification, such as nationality and individuality, are the imaginations of persons who are not advanced in knowledge. Actually, there are two energies, material and spiritual. Both of them are ever existing because they are emanations from the eternal truth, the Supreme Lord. Because the individual soul, the individual living entity, has desired to act in forgetfulness of its original identity since time immemorial. He is accepting different positions in material bodies and being designated according to many divisions of nationality, community, society, species, and so on. So both material and spiritual energies are existing, ever existing since the beginning of time, since the beginning of creation. But the individual soul, the living entity, has desired to act in forgetfulness of its original identity. Means as soon as we fall in this material world, we forget our original identity, which is I'm a servant of Krishna. But what do we identify with? Is this body. And we agree that we'll accept different bodies, and then we designate or identify ourselves in the terms of nationality, community, society, species, and so on. But the soul is none of this. But this becomes so ingrained into us, in our consciousness. We cannot forget it. We cannot act without it. Shri Shukvacha, evam ashvasito raja chitraketuradvijoktibi vimrijya panina vaktram adhi malanam abhashata. Shri Shukdev Goswami continued, thus enlightened by the instructions of Narada and Angira, King Chitraketu became hopeful with knowledge. Wiping his shriveled face with his hand, the king began to speak. Shri Raja Vacha, ko yuvam jnana sampanno mahishchocha mahiyasam avadhutena veshena guda viha samagato. King Chitraketu said, you have both come here dressed like Avadhutas, liberated persons, just to cover your identities. But I see that of all men, you're the most elevated in awareness. You know everything as it is. Therefore, you're the greatest of all great personalities. So Maharaj Chitraketu was already very, very advanced. That's why when he heard these straightforward instructions, he understood that these two are not ordinary souls, and the knowledge they are giving also is extraordinary. Charanti hi avanokamam brahmana bhagavat priya madrisham gramya buddhinam bodhayon mattalingina. Brahmins were exalted to the position of Vaishnavas, the most dear servants of Krishna, sometimes dress like madmen, just to benefit materialists like me, who are always attached to sense gratification and just to dissipate our ignorance. These Vaishnavas wander on the surface of the globe according to their desire. So Vaishnavas also, Shukdev Goswami is saying, they wander on the globe according to their desire, not just by karma or anything else, because they want to go anywhere and everywhere they can remove this cloud or darkness of ignorance from the hearts of the living entities. Kumaro Narad Ribur Rangira Devalo Vastaha Apantaratma Vyaso Markandeyo Gautama Vasishto Bhagwan Rama Kapilo Badarayani Durvasa Yagya Valkyascha Jatu Karnastatharuni Romashatya Vano Datta Asuri Sapadanjali Rishir Ved Shira Dhomyo Muni Pancha Shikhastatha Hiranya Nabha Kaushalya Shrutadeva Ritadhvaja Ete Parecha Siddeshash Charanti Jnana Hetvaha. O great souls, I have heard that among the great and perfect persons wandering the surface of the earth to instruct knowledge to people covered by ignorance are Sanat Kumar, Narad, Ribhu, Angira, Deval, Asit, Apantaratma or Vyasadeva, Markandeya, Gautam, Vashishta, Bhagwan Parashuram, Kapil, Shukdev, Durvasa, Yajnavalkya, Jatukarna, and Arun. Others are Roma, Shyavan, Dattatreya, Asuri, Patanjali, the great sage Dhaumya, who's like the head of the Vedas, the sage Panchashikha, Hiranyanabha, Kaushalya, Shrutadev, and Ritadhvaja. You must certainly be among them. The word Jnana Hetva is very significant because great personalities like those listed in these verses wander on the surface of the globe not to mislead the populace but to distribute real knowledge. Without this knowledge, human life is wasted. The human form of life is meant for realization of one's relationship with Krishna or God. One who lacks this knowledge is categorized among the animals. The Lord himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Namam dushkritino mura. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So those who don't even try to have this realization, those who don't even try to even know about this knowledge, find out about this knowledge. And this is what Prabhupada said, their human life is completely wasted. And how many people we can really count on our fingers how many people are really interested in this knowledge. Rest are just living like animals, they'll die like animals, and they'll take the next body as animals. Ignorance is a bodily conception of life. Practically everyone throughout the universe, especially on this planet, Bhurloka, thinks that there is no separate existence of the body and soul, and therefore no need of self-realization. But that is not a fact. Therefore, all the Brahmins listed here, being devotees, travel all over the world to awaken Krishna consciousness in the hearts of such foolish materialists. The acharyas mentioned in these verses are described in the Mahabharata. The word Panchashikha is also important. One who is liberated from the conception of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanmaya, and Anandamaya, and who is perfectly aware of the subtle coverings of the soul is called a Panchashikha. According to the statements of the Mahabharata, Shanti Parva, an acharya named Panchashikha took birth in the family of Maharaj Janak, the ruler of Mithila. The Sankhya philosophers accepted Panchashikacharya as one of them. Real knowledge pertains to the living entity dwelling within the body. Unfortunately, because of ignorance, the living entity identifies himself with the body and therefore feels pleasure and pain. So, Panchashikha, Prabhupada explained, one is liberated from the conceptions of Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanmaya, and Anandamaya. So, what is that, Annamaya? So, when a baby is born, so in the beginning, his consciousness is like everything that he sees, he wants to eat. He wants to put it in his mouth. He doesn't know is it good for him? Is it bad for him? Is it going to kill him? Is it going to hurt him? Is it going to nourish him? He doesn't know. All his consciousness is Annamaya. He just wants to eat. Then when he grows a little, then he comes to the level of Pranamaya. Means now he wants to protect himself. He understands. To a certain extent, if something is going to burn him or something is going to hurt him, then he avoids going there. He doesn't have knowledge, but he just has some intuition. Then comes the Manomaya. Then he starts thinking, when he grows up a little. Then comes Vijnanmaya. Then whatever knowledge he has acquired, he starts applying. And then he comes to the level of Anandamaya. But that Anandamaya is only a material. So these are the stages of level of material consciousness. Annamay, Pranamay, Manomay, Vijnanmay, and Anandamay. So one who is liberated from these conceptions, that is called Panchashikha. Or Panchashikha is he has gone above these material conditions of life, and who is perfectly aware of the subtle coverings of the soul. Tasma divam gramya pashurmam mudadhya prabhu andhe tamasi magnasya jnana deep udiryatam. Because you're great personalities, you can give me real knowledge. I'm as foolish as a village animal, like a pig or dog, because I'm merged in the darkness of ignorance. Therefore, please ignite the torch of knowledge to save me. This is a way to receive knowledge. One must submit oneself at the lotus feet of great personalities who can actually deliver transcendental knowledge. It is therefore said, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. One who is inquisitive to understand the highest goal and benefit of life must approach a bona fide spiritual master and surrender unto him. Only one who is actually eager to receive knowledge to eradicate the darkness of ignorance is eligible to approach a guru or spiritual master. Guru should not be approached for material benefits. One should not approach a guru just to cure some disease or receive some miraculous benefit. This is not the way to approach the guru. Tad vijnanartham. One should approach the guru to understand the transcendental science of spiritual life. Unfortunately, in this age of Kali, there are many bogus gurus who display magic to the disciples. And many foolish disciples want to see such magic for material benefits. These disciples are not interested in pursuing spiritual life to save themselves from the darkness of ignorance. So the real purpose of approaching a guru, a bona fide guru, is to inquire about the spiritual growth. How can I grow spiritually? How can I make progress? Not for anything material. Not for material benefits, for money, or to fix somebody's health, cured some disease. That's not the purpose of approaching a guru. And if a guru, so-called guru, gives these kind of instructions or benefits, he's not a real guru. Because guru means one who is heavy with his instructions. Just like Narad Muni and Angira Rishi here. They are heavy. Look at these instructions they're going to give. They have given and they're going to give furthermore to Maharaj Chitraketu. So these instructions are so heavy that Chitraketu Maharaj will learn his lessons. So it is said in the scriptures, I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. This gives the definition of the guru. Everyone is in the darkness of ignorance. Therefore, everyone needs to be enlightened with transcendental knowledge. One who enlightens his disciple and saves him from rotting in the darkness of ignorance in this material world is a true guru. Of course, there are other qualities also that are mentioned in other places, but these are some of the qualities of a guru. And see how Maharaj Chitraketu approached them, how he is asking them, begging them for more mercy. Shri Angira Vacha, Aham te putra kamasya, putra do asmaya gira nripa, Esha Brahma Sutaha Sakshat Narado Bhagwan Rishi. Angira said, my dear king, when you desire to have a son, I approached you. Indeed, I am the same Angira Rishi who gave you this son. As for this Rishi, he is a great sage Narad, the direct son of Lord Brahma. So apparently they came there in some kind of disguise. So Maharaj Chitraketu did not recognize them. Itham tvam putra shokena magnam tamsi dustare at darham anusmritya mahapurusha gocharam anugrihaya bhavata prapta vavam ita prabhu brahmanyo bhagavat bhakto nava sadhitum arhasi. My dear king, you are an advanced devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To be absorbed in lamentation for the loss of something material is unsuitable for a person like you. Therefore, we have both come to relieve you from this false lamentation, which is due to your being immersed in the darkness of ignorance. For those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge, to be affected by material loss and gain is not at all desirable. Several words in this verse are very important. The word Mahapurusha refers to the advanced devotee and also to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maha means the supreme and Purusha means person. One who always engages in the service of the Supreme Lord is called Mahapurushika. Shukdev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit are sometimes addressed as Mahapurushika. A devotee should always aspire to engage in the service of advanced devotees. A devotee should always aspire to live in the association of advanced devotees and engage in the service of the Lord through the Parampara system. One should serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the instructions of the great Goswamis of Vrindavan. This is called Tandera Charana Sevi. While serving the lotus feet of the Goswamis, one should live in the association of devotees, Bhakta Sanevas. This is the business of a devotee. A devotee should not aspire for material profit or lament for material loss. When Angira Rishi and Narad saw that Maharaj Chitraketu, an advanced devotee, had fallen in the darkness of ignorance and was lamenting for the material body of his son, by their causeless mercy, they came to advise him so that he could be saved from this ignorance. See, this is the beauty of the devotees. Angira Rishi, Narad Muni, they didn't start telling everybody, oh, look at Maharaj Chitraketu, he's in so much of Maya, he's crying for his lost son, and he's in Maya, he's living with 10 million wives, he's completely in Maya, or this or that. They did not do that. They did not start rumor about him. They were not talking bad about him behind his back. Rather, they came to give him knowledge, to take him out of this ignorance. But one thing they know, Narad Muni and Angira Rishi, they know that when a person is so much in distress, is the right time for preaching. And expert preachers as they are, they know how to preach. Like we saw how during Prachin Parishad, Narad Muni gave him the whole story of King Puranjan and then brought him to the real knowledge. He had to prepare him. Prachetas also, the way he preached, it was different. And here for Maharaj Chitraketu, they are preaching. It's going to be very straightforward preaching. But it's all because of the compassion in the heart of Narad Muni and Angira Rishi. They really wanted to help Maharaj Chitraketu. Just like when Srila Prabhupada came to America and he preached, he was heavy. He was very heavy in his preaching. But his followers, if you listen to them when they speak of Prabhupada, in the beginning years, not even days, beginning years, and of course it is understood, they didn't understand any philosophy. It was difficult. But one thing they realized, that Prabhupada or Swamiji is our well-wisher. And they followed him. That's it. It was so difficult first to understand. Of course, Krishna can make anything possible, but to understand Prabhupada's thick Bengali accent, it was difficult, obviously. And these boys who joined, they were hippies, American youngsters. And then on top of it, the philosophy, the words, they were just unknown. But still, they got mercy of Prabhupada because first they understood Prabhupada is our well-wisher and they served Prabhupada wholeheartedly. And Prabhupada had come here and went all over the world, obviously, out of compassion for everybody who is suffering in this material life, in this conditioned life. And we all are suffering. We all are. Even with or without corona, we are suffering. But this is why the devotees are very, very dear to Krishna. Another significant word is Brahmanya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is sometimes addressed by the prayer Namo Brahmanya Devaya, which offers obeisances unto the Lord because he is served by the devotees. Therefore, this verse states, Brahmanya Bhagavad Bhakto Navasatitum Arhasi. This is a symptom of an advanced devotee, Brahmbhuta Prasada. For a devotee, an advanced self-realized soul, there is no cause for material jubilation or lamentation. He is always transcendent to conditional life. So this is what Angira Rishi and Narad Muni, they were surprised how Maharaj Chitraketu was behaving. And they came to give him the mercy. So we'll stop here, see anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, so we'll stop here. You all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare